everyone, it's Anime OVO, and today is chapter 14 of Shoji X Reader. Enjoy, guys! After he said that, Aizawa sighed. I expected this much, but I didn't want it to come so soon, he said with a small growl in his voice. Mizo's face grew a bit angry, and he sighed and shook his head. He was frustrated. Yin, when will you understand that we will do anything for you? He pleaded. You looked up at him, still panting and sweaty. I don't want you to do that for me. He looked a bit surprised that your tone was somewhat harsh to him. Aizawa put a hand on Mizo's shoulder. Mizo, give her time, Aizawa said to him. Mizo turned around and walked away. A sigh escaped your lips. Great, just great. Aizawa thought for a moment before holding his hand out to you to stand up. Come on, Yin. I'll take you to somewhere to get patched up. Don't worry. You're safe, he said. His words comforted you, something you had been lacking for a while. You smiled and nodded, taking his hand and standing up. He let go and began walking towards your dorm. There were still unpacked boxes in it, and messy bed. You chuckled a bit. It reminded you of when Mizo and you were unpacking together. Grab your essentials. I'll be right here, Aizawa said. You nodded and weakly walked around the bedroom, pulling things out of the boxes. You picked up a few shirts and some pants, and then went to grab some bathroom utilities. Something gleamed on your desk, and it caught your eyes. You stopped for a moment to look at it, and smiled at the sight of it being your bracelet. You smiled, pressing your lips together and picking it up. You slid it onto your wrist, and it reminded you of how Mizo treated you. You sighed knowing he only wanted to help. You sighed, quickly gathering the rest of your things. Hey, Mr. Aizawa, can I go see Mizo? You said. Aizawa looked a bit surprised, but nodded anyway. All right, be quick about it, Yin. You nodded and walked over to his dorm. You knocked on his door as you held your wrist. He opened it, his eyes widening slightly, at the sight of you. Yes, Yin? He asked rather quietly. You pressed your lips together before throwing yourself into his arms for a large hug. I'm sorry, Mizo. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have sounded harsh. I know you only wanted to help, and His words cut you off. Hey, Yin, it's fine. I understand you've been through a lot, he said quietly as he hugged you back. He hugged you a bit tighter before letting you go. I'm just so glad to have you back, he said behind his blue mask. You could see a large smile. You giggled a bit and kissed his cheek before running back to Aizawa. You ready? He asked. You didn't know really what you were supposed to be ready for, but you nodded. He hummed and handed you the bag you had packed. You took the bag from him and thanked him before following him out to the car. You'll be taken to a hospital where you'll stay, build your strength again, and heal from. Before he could even finish his sentence, you cut him off. What? A hospital? No, Mr. Aizawa, I can't, you yelled, trying to escape from his grasp as he led you to the car. Mr. Aizawa, they're gonna kill you all, you yelled. Aizawa eventually got you to the car and got in next to you. Calm down, Yin, he said. The car began driving towards the nearest hospital. The entire time you were in distress. This was the perfect opportunity for the villains to attack anywhere. You closed your eyes and let out a sigh. Things weren't going to go the way you wanted them to, even if you had kept the people safe. You had no choice. Maybe you were crazy. What if all this was a dream? You opened your eyes and a drop of sweat fell from your forehead. You looked at Aizawa, who was calm and staring straight in front of him. You then looked over the window, watching the trees pass by. You leaned your head up against the glass, narrowing your eyes the slightest. We're here, he said. You looked up from the other window and across the seats to see the front of the hospital. Out of the other window, Aizawa opened the door and stepped out, holding his hand to you. Thanks, Aizawa, you said. Sure, he responded. You got out and looked around, a bit uncomfortable. Aizawa led you inside to the front desk. Once you were inside to the front desk, you were taken to a large examining room. Aizawa was standing in the corner in case you needed him. The doctor examined your bruises, the twitching, the dark bags, and the serious weight loss. The doctor spoke up. I estimate about a month in the hospital, plus extra care outside of the hospital, the doctor said, giving you a quick smile. You gave him a rather fake smile back before looking away. The doctor led you to Aizawa. Heading upstairs, when the three of you got to the top of the steps, the entire floor was destroyed. The doctor gasped, dropping his clipboard. Aizawa quickly looked around and grabbed your arm, making sure no one could sneak attack you. There was a small chuckle and footsteps walking towards them. A blue-haired, shaggy male stepped out of the room with blood all over him, and a smirk. Found you, Yin. Dun 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 dun. Well, that's the end of chapter 14. I'll see you guys in chapter 15. Bye, guys!